A very good afternoon to everyone. Dear students, as we have discussed in previous class, we have already completed the explanation part of the first poem from your syllabus of 7th class English literature, that is The Squirrel. Now, in this today's lecture, we are going to discuss the next poem from your literature reader, The Rebel. This poem is written by D.J. Enright. That is Dennis Joseph Enright. He was a British academic poet, novelist and critic. Before we start the poem Rebel, let's understand what is meant by rebel. Here the word rebel shows the person or talks about the person who has his own or her own way of thinking, just in the other side of the other, means the common people, the people, those who are following the things in mass, all are doing the same thing. Rebel is one who differs in opinion, likes, dislikes and behavior, we can say in nature. This word rebel has no connection with the political activist or like that, no issue regarding the politics or government or something like that. This rebel is a person who in his life or her life wants to do something different than other. He or she doesn't believe in following the others just because they all are following. So the whole poem is full of examples where we come to know how this rebel thinks differently, acts differently than the other people. So before that, let's see how many of you have joined the class. So students are joining one after another, one by one. So before that, let's have some discussion. Have you ever experienced that most of we people are following the things, doing the things just because we are asked to do so? People are doing, so we are doing. They follow one of the thinking, we are thinking, we are doing the same thing. Like the fashions, you can say, trends, you can say, hairstyles, you can say. It is a common behavior found in the society that if any of the celebrities' hairstyle get famous, many of us will like to have the same hairstyle, showing so that cool attitude, as we feel like we look good in that, and it's a trend in practice, so we should follow the same to look modern. But we never think that do we like that thing personally, or does it suit to us or not. We never think it. It happens. And when some of the people are there, or if anyone we find behaving differently, not following the same opinions what we other people are following, we start objecting, criticizing that person. For us, that person become rebel, a rebellion who wants to swim against the flow. And obviously that being a rebellion needs courage also, because swimming against the flow means getting ready for lots of criticism and the comments on, and a full-time watch of the society on you. But do you feel that having the rebels in the society is good? So all these topics, all this discussion is shared in poem also. Here the same question is raised by poet also, whether the having rebel in the society is good or not. So very first the poet makes the concept of rebel very clearly, that the person who behaves and thinks differently. So let's see what the actual rebel in the poem is doing here. We'll go with the stanzas here. The beginning we have some of the opening lines by poet here we can say. It is given, do you know anyone who always disagrees with you or your friends, or likes to do the opposite of what everyone thinks they should do? Think of a word to describe such a person. Discuss with your partner some of the things such as person generally does. So this is what the beginning is given, introduction of the poem is given, that what do we call the person who always wants to do different than others. As we have already discussed, the word is rebel. Have you ever experienced any rebel in your company, in your friend circle, or in your relatives, or in your neighborhood, or may possible you yourself is the rebel in the family? Like one example I remember, Sunita Yadav, a famous mountaineer. When I read a chapter about her, it is mentioned in that lesson, Sunita Yadav, she belongs to Haryana, and as we know the restrictions for the girls in Haryana, they have to follow specific tradition, specific ritual, that customs and that dressing style and all. So Sunita Yadav was the only sister among number of brothers, and in the beginning her family loved her a lot and allowed her whatever she wanted to do being a child. They thought, okay, she is the small girl and she has so many brothers, so she was wearing the boys' clothes and all. But later on when she grew up, her family started insisting her wearing the same dress up as the other girls in her region were wearing. But Sunita Yadav was not ready to just follow the dress up what the other girls were following, because people wanted them to do that. She wished herself to be free to wear whatever she wants. She wanted to wear the boys dress up or the pant shirt like that. So she insisted her family members, she put her point of view strongly and she followed the same dressing style. When she belonged to a well settled family, good family, we can say economically also they were good. They were having a strong economical base, and also the brothers or the boys of the family were sent out of village for better education. But as Sunita Yadav was a girl, she was not sent out, though she was a brilliant student. Then also she, when she needed to get admitted for higher studies, her parents denied her because it would not be, they thought what is the need of higher studies for the girl. But she again rebelled in family. She said that she wanted to go out of her village, she wanted to go to city area and she wanted to study there. When her father clearly denies, he got angry and he denies that if she would not listen, if she would stick with her decision of going away from the family and get higher education, they would stop paying her money for her fees and all. So she was so firm with her decision that she clearly said, okay, you don't pay me, I would do extra work, part-time job I will do, and I will earn for my own education. So that case also we can say she was rebel, because she was everywhere having her own opinions, and she was going little against or away, means that doing something different than the people were doing in her community, in her locality, or in that part where she belonged to. So that is an example I tried to give you of rebel. So here this poem also gives us example about the person who is considered a rebel, how he is different in opinion, in behavior, in likes, dislikes than others, that we come to know. So let's start discussing the stanza here, the lines here. It is said here, when everybody has a short hair, the rebel lets his hair grow long. When everybody has long hair, the rebel cuts his hair short. So when the people are following the trend of specific hairstyle, when the other people are liking to keep the short hairstyle, the rebel is one who would choose the long hair with him, for him. He would like to have long hairs. Just a minute, we'll make this sound close. let me arrange it. So let's continue. So we are discussing that the rebel is one who doesn't like to follow the hairstyles what others are following just as a trend. When the people feels that the short hairstyle is in practice, is in society, is in use, the many are doing the short hair, keeping the short hairs, then he will like to keep a long hair. When others will, the trend will change and people will choose to keep the long hairs, he would be one who would prefer the short hair. Means liking, disliking, what others like, he may not like the same thing. Then the next lines, when everybody talks during the lesson, the rebel doesn't say a word. When nobody talks during the lesson, the rebel creates a disturbance. Again, in the class, when the children are asked to maintain silence, the rebel will be there to raise the questions, to ask the doubts or make some noise that may create the disturbance in class. But when the others are asked to speak something, say something, the rebel would like to keep mum, will not like to share anything here. We can take it in another way also, that when the society believes that on any certain point or about something, they should share their views, they should share their opinions, they should talk, they should discuss about that, the rebel may feel that the topic is not interesting or may not feel it important to give his own opinions on that. But when others were trying to keep mum, others were not taking interest in any of the topic to discuss, to share their opinions, rebel will suddenly show any interest and would like to express his or her opinion. So here we come to know again one more example to express the different behavior, attitude, nature of rebel in comparison of others. The rebel creates a disturbance that we have discussed. When everybody wears a uniform, the rebel dresses in fantastic clothes. Here uniform we will take in another way, when all are following the specific type of dressing style, wearing the specific type of dress material or whatever, like normally people are deciding the themes for the parties or like that, they will have the same color or same dressing pattern or something. The rebel is one who doesn't want to look the same as others, he wants to look different than others. So rebel will deny to follow the same dressing style or same pattern or same theme, he would like to, or he will select something else from him. Again, when all are thinking that they should look similar, the rebel wants to get noticed differently among the crowd, and that's why the rebel would not like to follow what others are following just because everyone expects him to follow. Then we have, when everybody wears fantastic clothes, the rebel dresses soberly. When all will having the fancy clothing and dresses and all that, rebel would like to look simple. The same thing again we can understand that everywhere rebel wants to get noticed differently, get attended differently, wants that his or her opinion should be noted down by the people, we can say. So rebel is again enacting in a different way, behaving in a different way, not following the trends or the opinions what the others are doing commonly in a group, but he doesn't want to be the part of that crowd. In the company of dog lovers, the rebel expresses a preference of cats. When the people are sitting and discussing about how the cats are good pets, what beautiful pet it is, what type of species, and all the discussion related cats to prove that cats are nice one pets, the rebel will be one who will take the another pet to discuss. Except the cats, the rebel will show his interest in another pet as dog. So here we come to know, even when the people are loving or liking any of the pet commonly, he will choose someone else as a pet having different qualities. And when the rebel expresses in the company of cat lovers, the rebel puts in a good word for dogs. When people will start talking about dogs, the rebel will talk about cats. When the people will talk about cats, the rebel will admire dogs. So again, his choice about the pet will also change. When all are liking to keep the specific pet, sharing the same qualities, or might be having the feeling of competition between them, having the better pet in the cat's breed only, the rebel would like to highlight himself and his pet by selecting completely different pet. So here again the rebel tries to get noticed, look different. The rebel puts in a good word for dogs. When everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need for rain. When the people are praising the sun, that how warm the atmosphere is, how good we are feeling, the bright sunlight, and everywhere we are feeling very positive. And suddenly the rebel will say, but I feel no that we need some rain, it's too hot, scorchy rain, sunlight is there. If we have a rainfall, it can reduce the temperature, it can make the weather healthier or like quite comfortable. So when the people will talk about the sun, the rebel will discuss the need of rain. And if everybody is praising the sun, the rebel remarks on the need of rain, for rain. When everybody is greeting the rain, the rebel regrets the absence of sun. And if there is a rainfall, people will starting talking about the rain, praising the rain, enjoying the rain. The rebel will start missing the sunlight. He may feel uncomfortable in that heavy rainfall and will feel that, oh, the sunlight was only good one. So again his opinion will clash with the opinions of others. He will be the one to change the scene. He will be one to make other think about him, talk about him. So again he will behave or he will do something that is not followed or expected by other people in group or together. So we come to know that these all the examples in the poem make us very clear that how differently the rebel thinks, how differently the rebel behaves, how different likes and dislikes the rebel can have. Everywhere we come to know the people who are different in behavior, gesture, attitude, liking, disliking, and their own idea towards the life, which is not at all matching with the others in that is followed commonly in the society. We call that person rebel. So in this way we have discussed the poem, and we have seen that in how many ways rebel can behave differently than the other people. Now when everybody goes to the meeting, the rebel stays at home and reads a book. When people will feel like gathering together, celebrating together, having a get together or something like that, the rebel will choose to be alone, enjoying his or her privacy. But when everybody stays at home and reads a book, the rebel goes to the meeting. When people feel that the time is to sit quiet and enjoy their silence, their that personal time, they should be alone, they should not be crowded. The rebel would like to be crowded. The rebel will like to meet the others. So again, the different way of thinking. When everybody says yes please, the rebel says no thank you. When the others will accept something new or something provided to them, the rebel will refuse to have that for him or her. If suppose any of the like it's winter season and the wedding ceremony is there, hot soups are served and hot coffee is served there, and all are enjoying. Yes, it's cold weather and it's good to have something hot beverage or something to drink or to eat, and the rebel will be the one who is found on the ice cream corner, ice cream that table, and he is or she is enjoying the ice cream and saying that enjoying ice cream in winter season is different than enjoying in summer. All are doing that, all are enjoying ice cream in summer. What's new in that? Enjoying ice cream in winter season gives you more joy. Having cold weather around you and having the chilled ice cream in your hand, freezing one. So this is the way we can say that rebels are behaving, rebels are like showing themselves, presenting themselves in front of the society. So the same is happening here. When the people are accepting something, approving something, rebel will disapprove, reject that thing, and when others are disapproving something, rejecting something, rebel is the one who is going to accept that, approve that. Now the last few lines, the rebel says yes please. It is very good that we have rebels. You may not find it very good to be one. Now here two contrary lines are given here, the lines which are exactly opposite in meaning. Once poet says it is good that we have rebels around us, and suddenly poet says but it is difficult or it is not good to be rebel. Now what does it mean? So we can understand here, actually poet is showing the both sides of the coin, how rebels are good or being a rebel is good, and how it is not good or what are the disadvantages of being rebel. So what are the advantages? Let's see. It is very good that we have rebels. So why it is good? What are the advantages of having rebels around us? So we know rebels are the people, those who think differently. Their likes, dislikes are different than others. So if any of your friend in class thinks differently, you like ice cream, your friend doesn't like ice cream. You like to sit at home, your friend likes to go on outing. You are very silent, your friend is very talkative. Whatever you and your classmates would like to do, your friend will not like to do. But except all these differences, somewhat you find that person is your good friend. Why? Because except or rather than or beyond these dislikings or opposite natures, there is something that is connecting you. And when you are good friends of each other, obviously you will start understanding and adjusting for each other. So the same thing happened when we have rebels around us. We learn to cope up with the condition. We learn to accept the difference of opinion. We learn how to respect the people, those who are having different opinions, feelings than us. We learn how to adjust with these people. We learn how to live and work together having many differences in our behavior and liking, disliking. So that is good. So that's why it is good to have rebels around us, because we learn to cooperate, respect differences, to adjust and to accept. So these are the qualities we develop living with the rebels. Now on the another side of the coin, you may not find it very good to be one. Means having rebels around is good. But if you are one of the rebel, you may find it is not that easy, you may find it is not that good, because then you will need to face criticism, you will correct it, criticism you need to face, you may need to face disapproval of people, so people will not be ready to accept you. They may treat you as you are something different or alien. They may give some of the negative comments on you. May possible their negative comments demoralize you, demotivate you. So then you will need to struggle yourself on every platform, and that's why poet says that having rebels around us, it is good because we learn many good things for that. But at the same time, if you are one of the rebel, you may face lots of problem and you may think that being a rebel is not good. So in this way, both the sides, both the aspects of having the rebel or being the rebel is shared at the last of the poem, and we come to know that poet feels that rebel can make us think differently about the life, but at the same time struggling or living like a rebel, you need to develop the potential to convince the people and to keep along with your opinion, to keep following your opinion, though people may not like you, disapprove you. Okay, so in this way the explanation part of the poem is over. Let's see if any of the student has problem. Here no one is sharing any doubt. Okay, hello students. Okay, no problem. If there is any problem and you got joined the late, in short I will explain it. We have discussed today the poem of D.J. Enright, the rebel. As we have already discussed, the rebel is the person who is different in opinion, liking, disliking, who wants to present himself or herself differently. And we have discussed lots of examples given in the poem, like when all are having the short haircut, the rebel would like to have the long hairs. When all will like to keep long hair, the rebel will choose to have a short haircut. When the people are showing interest in gathering together, joining the meeting, the rebel would choose to live at home alone. When people will give preference to stay at home, then rebel would like to go and attend the meeting, meet with the people. When people will like the sunlight, the rebel will demand for the rain. When it is raining and everyone is praising the rain, rebel will start missing the sunlight. In this way, many of the examples are shared here. To make the concept of rebel clear. As we have already discussed, this concept of rebel is having no relation with the political activist. They are not having any indulgence in political or social matters. It is in only their personal life. Okay, so according to poet, being a rebel is maybe challenging. A person may need to experience lots of opposition, comment and criticism, but having rebels in our company, in our surrounding is a good opportunity to develop, to groom yourself as a good person. The one can learn how to adjust, how to respect, how to honor the different thinking also. So in this way we have completed the explanation part of the poem. If you have any doubt, so let's give me. Okay, so here we come to know the two way of thinking in the society. One, the mass thinking, where the lots of people having the same opinions, and when few or very few or less are there who are trying to look different by showing or presenting another opinion that may be completely against the opinion of mass. So here we have completed the explanation part. Less question answers there, but that we will discuss, it will need some time. So the back exercise we will discuss in next class. So today you should go once through the poem. Though the words are very simple, examples are very simple to understand, the concept of rebel is cleared here, given by the poem very nicely and clearly. You may read it, you may make your own summary, and next class we will discuss the back exercise. So till then, enjoy studying and keep learning, keep attending the classes. Thank you.